Partnerships require trust and patience to build mutual confidence. It requires courage to go out of our comfort zone and a huge heart to lean in to help others to succeed. Above all, it requires an open mind to embrace the diversity of people and the ingenuity of ideas not yet invented by ourselves.
So after a huge health crisis that we had last year, so the global citizen then asks again the global leaders, what will you do? Are you going to sit together and talk? Or you will repeat again what the global leaders did in 1944 and revamp the global health architecture like the global leaders did in reforming the global finance architecture in 1944.
If we want to build a fairer and more inclusive society, it cannot be defined solely in redistribution terms. It must also engage the human spirit, and it has to strengthen that culture of responsibility for one another. And that's where philanthropy comes in.
As jatropha can grow in relatively poor soil conditions and lower rainfall, it allows communities to make use of otherwise unproductive land to supplement and diversify their incomes and to incentivize better management of land.
What does that mean for climate change? If only these projects are successful, this represents almost 100 million tons of CO2 equivalent, which we think is massive.
And in our programs in 3 countries, we aim for children to be ready for school, to accelerate learning outcomes, and for them to become future leaders.
And one of the ways that we can achieve this, as we just heard from the other presentation, is through access to a high-quality education from early years through to our higher education.
We aim to forge the world-first initiative on the economics of pandemic preparedness. Our mission is to develop sophisticated, integrated economic epidemiological models. With these models, we can project the deaths, the economic and social costs of hypothetical future pandemics under alternative preparedness scenarios.
Genes are the building blocks of our human capital. We want to continue securing healthy outcomes and optimizing potential for everybody in this world.
Our purpose is to do business with compassion, and we want to develop the country further, the countries we are in, and we like to do that in harmony with nature.
So part of the challenge really is trying to persuade ourselves that such efforts work to support and sustain our traditional business ventures rather than against them.
When you look at the need for systems change, public-private collaboration is absolutely critical. And right now, we know that with this crisis, we need a very quick and scalable cost correction.
Your net work shouldn't determine your net worth. So we're always making sure that regardless of where you're born or where you're raised, you have access to possibility and you have access to reach your full potential as you're right in this world.
We learned about how to be better prepared for the next crisis, because of course this is not the last pandemic, and it's certainly not the last global crisis that will require solidarity of this magnitude and speed.
Following the inaugural summit last year, many participants have told us that they were keen to see a more systematic and structured approach for catalyzing partnerships for action. We expect to onboard more members in the coming months. Some will add their financial heft, while others will provide their domain expertise.
Winning is existential. It is about securing the best future for our next generation and setting us on the right course for our planet to thrive. No one in this room will be able to solve the problems of today and tomorrow alone. We win and lose together. Together, we can be a great force for good. Each of us needs to bring our resources, expertise, and resolve, and come together as a team in the race to win for mankind.